Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, very nice to see you. After some,
I was sleeping, so Medini, he just rang me up. They are waiting, so I'll ask them to join in.
thank you. I also am sorry for the timing, but because of other reasons, today is.
Please ask, give this link to Poppy also.
I have given it, already given by Facebook, yes. So hopefully she'll be able to join us shortly. So just replied that she got it.
Yeah. Both Medinis are waiting there, so I am just calling them.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there's some problem with the audio.
Yes. So what I want to suggest, but can they, so Poppy is now coming. If after Poppy joins us, I'll share the screen.
Yeah.
Morning, Poppy.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Poppy.
You know Dr. Gogoi, and you know, I think that Medini Mohan.
I think so.
One other Medini is, but for some reason we cannot hear him. I cannot hear him. And
yeah, he was saying that he is not able to use the Zoom app. Maybe he doesn't know to use it.
Right. So I'm wondering, I want to share the screen and I want to see if you are all able to see the document, the preliminary proposal document.
Yes.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Medini, can you also see? Is it maybe needs to be bigger? I'm not sure.
They are struggling with their audio, video.
So how should we proceed this morning? I want to report on the meeting that I had, and maybe this meeting has come from you, Dr. Gogoi. So there is another.
Yes. He's a junior fellow, but he's working with us for this script. So he wants to be spectator. And he may actually try to focus the computer. Technically, he's a perfect man, so I have asked him to join also.
Good plan. Very good plan. So what I would like to do, can you, I was just wondering whether it would be worthwhile to record this discussion in case we need to listen back to it, but I don't have the permissions to do that.
I think it's been recorded because I can see a record thing on my.
It's already recording. Okay.
Yes, there is an icon that you can see on the screen.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. So I wanted to first give a report on the meeting of the Unicode script ad hoc committee, which occurred 2 weeks earlier, and what needs to be done in preparation for the submission of this application. So first of all, I discussed it with the people there, and they are in general in agreement that the additional consonants which were listed in the World Tipitaka in Thai scripts could be added. To do this, they need to take another section of the Unicode. They need to shift some other things around. This is a technical issue, but I don't need to go into that. But I made some notes on the document that date. So I have to encode the proposal for the 7 characters and put them all into the column headed 1174. This is a technical point, but if you want to find out about that, I can talk about it further. But in the letter that you sent me, which I included in the application, don't worry about that. This is just a draft document, and which I need to, you mentioned that number 1, the revised Tai Ahom letters as used in the transcript version of the Tai Ahom Tipitaka should be adopted and included in Tai Ahom Unicode for all purposes. Number 2, new vowel signs adopted from the old Tai Ahom scripts to be included. And number 3, future provisions, such as for PHF, BV, as well as consonant clusters, as well as tone marks. So this is what we need to have some clarification and details relating. First thing is that BV is already attended to. So it may not be the case that there is a, that the font that has been made is showing this, but the location of V is already present. So I just want to look up Tai Ahom Unicode, not this, yeah, maybe this one, yeah. We'll cover it. The addition of V has already been done here. Can people see that? That's number 1177A. So this V or W sound is already has been included. This was done about 2 years back, and but I don't believe it is yet present in the font. But that's another matter. The moving from Unicode to making a font with it is a second stage, and also making a keyboard with it. So I'm sorry, this is what I need here. So this letter is already there. So what they are needing, first of all, if we are going to make a proposal for any additional vowels or tone marks, this will be quite difficult right at the present time, because this particular application has to be prepared by 23rd of September, which is now only 11 days from now. And we need to give information about these new vowel signs or tone marks or any other consonants, and some evidence of them being used. This is something that the Unicode committee wants. They want it to be, they want to see evidence of these symbols being used, which in the case of the these symbols, we have this evidence because it is part of this book. Does this make sense to everybody who is listening? Is it clear what I'm saying? So, so one of the suggestions that they had was that it would be better simply to apply for the addition of the 7 additional letters that are already found in that book, in the World Tipitaka in Thai scripts. And this could then get included in the next version of Unicode, which would come into use sometime next year. And then maybe after 1 year or something more, we might get fonts and keyboards available for it. So we currently have the Noto Serif Ahom font that was created by Google, which is freely available and which works. But to add any additional characters to that, they need to be approved by the Unicode and then added to the font and then keyboards created. So this is a multi-step process. But to bring any other characters apart from these 7, remembering that the va is already included, having been added a couple of years ago, we need to have some evidence for the use of these characters. So that may require another application later, because I don't know what are these additional vowels that your proposal speaks about, or the tone marks. So we would have approximately 22 more spaces on the code for Ahom that will be available for future expansion. Of these, 7 are proposed to be used for this new set of consonants. Then there is possibly one ya that needs to be added. That would be number 8, and also the fa, which has been discussed. Fa we can add if there is some evidence for its usage. So I have got a photograph of the fa that you sent prior to the meeting, this, but we would want to have some evidence that it is actually in use by Tai Ahom community in some way. So some publication that includes it, I don't know what is in existence, because I only have at the moment this photograph of this, this image of this one. So it seemed one of the members of the committee that I spoke to 2 weeks earlier, they told me that this particular symbol had some similarities with one of the Shan letters. I need to follow up on that, but that's okay. That's not a problem. At least we have a drawing of it, but we don't have any information about its usage at this point. Now, the next point related to the ya. So here, in this set of Pali letters, which is on the 2nd page of the draft document, you will see that the ja and the ya are actually written in the same way. I can't see any difference between them. I'm going to make it a little bigger on my screen so that hopefully we can see it. But you can see, are you all able to see where my cursor is?
Yep.
On the screen? So the ja here and the ya here, these are different letters in Pali alphabet, and they are different in Sanskrit, but I cannot see them as being any different here. So I think this was a mistake of this publication not to make a difference between these two. But I don't know what the Tai Ahom community is currently feeling about, should we have one more letter to cover this distinction, or have they simply made a mistake that one of them should have, that there is some other difference going on, because I don't know what font was used for creating this document either. But can you see what I mean, that the ja and the ya are otherwise the same?
Yeah.
And I don't believe that they should be the same. I think they should be different. If it is going to be done correctly, for the rendition of Pali language fully, you need to have a ja and a ya separate. But how shall we distinguish them? So, and we have not got a lot of time to put this together. I'm a little bit afraid that the committee might come back and say, well, look, you should wait until all of these characters are properly organized, but then it will be another year before we get any of them. So this is the issue.
Okay.
And I'm sorry that it comes to this, but the way I think if we, for example, if we had some clear drawings of what all the other new symbols were to look like, and some information about how they, you know, some evidence of the use of them, we could get this done in the next 11 days, but that is basically what is in front of us. Now, I can write the proposal from here, that is, and if you, I can send to everybody the existing form of the proposal. I have made some notes on it. I should point out that I'm required to put all of the letters into a table that looks like this. But I've just borrowed this table from a different script. So of course this is not Ahom. So you'll be understanding that I need to change these numbers and put the correct symbols into these columns. I just had not yet done that. And so please to ignore that. That is just so that, because what they require, the existing one looks like, where is it? It was here before. Yeah. The existing one looks like this. Okay, starting from 11700 up to 1173F. So the Unicode is built on a on blocks of 16. And so, for example, the column 1170 has first 11700, then 11701, that is ka, 11702, that is nga, etc. And because there are only 10 digits, after 9, it goes to A, B, C, D, E, F. That makes up 16. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then A, B, C, D, E, F. And what's going to happen is that we are going to add a new column 1174 for the new symbols. Does anybody over there have a copy of the font with which this document, this Tipitaka was made? Does anyone have this font? Because it would be very helpful, would help me a lot to have it in writing this proposal. Otherwise, putting the symbols in is going to involve copying and cutting symbols and various kind of more complicated processes. So if anybody knows where to get this font, that will also be helpful.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do not have these fonts in the computer. So we will have to ask the World Tipitaka Foundation to send it. I have asked already, but they have not responded yet. So although they prepared these fonts, this keyboard was not released for use. That's the problem. So I am asking already WTF, World Tipitaka Foundation, to send a keyboard.
Yeah. So I mean, if I don't have them, what I will simply do is to cut the symbol in this way. I don't know if you can see that, but I just cut that and copy it into the document. It will be sufficient for present purposes. Okay. But it would be easier if the font were available. I mean, the font looks to me to have been created from the original Ahom font.
I guess otherwise I can create. Yeah.
You can also create?
Yeah, I can create if you want.
Well, it has to be done quite quickly, but so
Yeah.
one of the things would be, and of course it doesn't have to be a Unicode font because I just have to get the symbols into the squares. One of the questions would be, can we make a decision about what the difference between the ya and the ja should be?
Okay.
So currently the ja symbol in Ahom is this one, 1170A, and that is called Ahom letter Ja, J-A. That is its technical name. And that is what they have used for this and this. But should we have a different form? Yeah. And if we have a different form, what should it be? So I know it's early in the morning there, and I apologize for the timing on this, but whether some of you can get together and discuss and come up with this yeah in the next few days.
I see.
How it would need to be different. So I mean, for example, it could have a straight line. It could be straight on the left-hand side, or it could even curl in the different direction, or I don't know, some difference needs to be there. You can see, for example, the difference between the la and the retroflex, the la. This is
La.
for Pali, is all to do with the black dot on the left-hand side. So this is, but something needs, and I certainly cannot create a new Ahom letter here, but can point out that one is necessary if this task is to be done correctly, because these two should not be the same. They are different letters in Pali. So, and also different letters in standard Thai, which is what this grey letter is. This is a standard Bangkok Thai letter. The small squiggle on top of it, which is given there for everything except nga, is the symbol to indicate that there is no vowel attached to this. But I don't know why the nga does not have it, but never mind, that's probably just an error. But as you can see, these, there is a difference between the Thai letter for ja or j and the Thai letter for ya or y. Poppy will certainly know that this letter here today is pronounced cha in Thai, but it is, historically it was a ja sound, but today in modern Thai it's pronounced as cha. So there is some complexity involved in this, but I think, so it seems to me I can go ahead and change this proposal in the way that the committee that I met 2 weeks ago requires, for the 7 new letters, which are this retroflex T, this one here, retroflex TH, retroflex D, retroflex DH, that's the Mordonia series, retroflex N, those 5 of them, this L here, which is number 6, and the 7th one is this C, this da symbol here. This I can do, but your help is needed if we are to do anything more than that right now. And so, and they also wanted to have a letter from the STAR from your organization specifically stating support for the particular characters that will get included in the proposal. So what I would suggest there is that once we have written the proposal, then we will write the letter of support. And I will give you the suggestion for what needs to be written in it. To say we need this letter and this letter and this letter and this letter. This is something they wanted to have. But so the question is though, can we, I'm going to put these questions into the chat so that people can, and hopefully you can see the questions. One, relating to the letters ja and ya, how should they be different? And what should the form of ya be? Two, relating to the proposed letter fa, what evidence can we give to the Unicode committee of its usage? Okay. Relating to any new vowel symbols, what shapes are they, and can we present evidence for their usage? And similarly, relating to any tone symbols, what shapes are they, and can we present evidence? Yeah. So, Mr. Buragohain, apologies, has asked me, can modern publications be regarded as evidence for the usage of new letters? Yes.
Okay, sir.
So, if you have a modern publication with anything in it,
okay,
then please send it to me as soon as possible. And I don't know that I can do more work on this today, but over the next couple of days, we will have to move quite quickly on this. So, yes, so if there is evidence of the usage of fa or any new vowels or any tones in modern publications, this evidence is exactly what is required. So the Unicode committee is interested in the script both so that it can be used to write the old manuscripts, but I am reasonably sure, and Poppy and I, we have discussed this in the past, that it can write all of the old manuscripts, especially now that the addition of this va is present, because we do have a distinction between va and ba in some old manuscripts. This is in a very important article published just, was it yesterday, Poppy, or day before?
Yes. Yesterday, I didn't have time to look at it. I was so busy yesterday.
Same for me, but Poppy has...
Exciting.
I was also involved in that you can look at, which talks about this, and va is definitely there in the old manuscripts. We have the evidence. It is already included in the Unicode. So this is not a problem. But the Unicode will also be happy to add any letters that have been created for the reviving language, which are regarded as necessary by community, if there is some evidence for them being used. So are there some modern publications which are showing these, apart from the Tipitaka, World Tipitaka in Thai scripts, 15 script set, which is the evidence for these 7 characters? Is there anything else at this time?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we have to create it, but it will take time. Yeah.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
and so one of the issues is that I'm not sure we have got the time.
Mhm.
So the question is, these additional vowels, and so the letter fa is already created because we can see it here. Dr. Gogoi sent me this nice photo. I don't know, but Medini Gogoi, I know you have spoken about this letter in the past. So this one is already created, but is there anything which is written using it? Is there any information about where it is proposed to use it? Like in traditional Ahom, this letter would not have been different from pa, so that we have ever discovered. So there is the combination of pa and ra, which can be written with the curled round form. And there is still work to be done on the existing fonts to make that happen nicely. But yeah, so, so the question is, has there been any decision made about the shapes that these proposed vowels and tone marks should have?
Actually, yes, I discussed with Medini Kogwe, and yeah, I tried to make a font on these, but it's not complete, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how soon could it be made complete?
It's almost complete. Like you can say 90%. I have to just make some additions, so it
Okay.
will be complete. Yeah.
It will be because if it can be complete within the next couple of days,
Yeah.
then do something.
Okay.
But
So for sir, for the tone marks, we don't know whether to follow which system, like existing, or we have
yeah,
to devise any new. I don't know, but for the tone marks, can we be using like the shan?
well, you could. So this is, for those of you who are not familiar with them, I'll just open up the document that we need for this purpose, which is here. This is the, so this is the current version of the, I'll just move the chat out of the way. If you don't have this document, I might just find the link for it. Not UTN4. Is that it? No, that is not what I wanted. Does that get, unfortunately, I'm trying to find the right version of this UTN 11.5.
So, sir, while you're looking at it, can I quickly ask a question? Like, have we decided on the number of tones that are going to be included? And are we just going to adapt from Shan or some other Thai variety?
Medini, I think how about the old tone marks? Is it will it work, or will you have to develop few new tonal signs?
I mean, for Ahom, there were no tone marks, right? So are we going to adopt from like which variety, like which even that old variety, which variety like Tai Shan or Aiton or Pake or I mean.
So Aiton and Pake and Kamti also traditionally did not have tone marks.
Right.
Nor
And then
Shan, but the Shan acquired the tone marks in okay.
And then again, like tones normally align with the consonant and vowel combinations.
Yeah, this is how they will be used is another complication.
Right, that needs to be figured out, because like
yes,
it will be difficult to just put in the tones if we don't know to use.
Well, I think the Unicode committee would come back to me and say, why are you putting in tone marks when you don't know where to use them? So
exactly.
this is, and both Medinis will recall that when we were in Pokrajar together in February, we had a long discussion about how tones work in Thai languages, and I think this would be a good topic for me to give one of those Friday lectures about in a week or two. But the time is not sufficient to get into this proposal. That's the thing I'm concerned about. So this document, which explains the Burmese, all the different Burmese scripts, including the Thai ones, does include the information about the Shan tones. Now, modern Shan uses 6 different tone marks. One is unmarked, so a word which has no tone mark. And then the others are these 5 here. So one is like a small comma, one is like a semicolon mark, one is like a colon mark, one is like a small circle, small full stop, and then this last one here. But the last one is not used in every Shan variety because the tone systems are different from one Shan variety to another, if that makes sense. So the tone, but the, sorry, stop it. Right. There are some issues with the tone marks in, some noise is going on here. What is going on? Right, it's better. Okay, just a moment. There are some, the whole question of tone marks is very complicated, and what I'm afraid of is that if we have some parts of this application which are not fully thought through, fully explained, they may say we don't want to include any of these things.
Right.
Whether it would then therefore be better just to include the things we are sure about, which is not the whole thing, and then try in 1 year's time to include more. So this is something I'm not, I don't know the answer to.
Yeah, I mean, to get it accepted, you need to have a strong proposal with backed with evidence and reasoning, like why you need it and what's the reason and what's the evidence for it. Otherwise, it might be rejected.
This I'm concerned about. So it was it was very clear from the meeting 2 weeks ago. If we go back to the original proposal here, make it smaller. So the advice they gave me on that occasion, from their perspective, which is not, of course, necessarily the same as the community, but they said the proposal should be simply for the 7 characters, which are included in the World Tipitaka, but anything else should not be there. Now, if we can manage to get enough evidence to add fa and ya in that time, then I'm certainly willing to try. But I think with the tone marks and vowels, if they are not yet in use, it's going to be difficult to get them included in this present proposal. Does that make sense to people here?
We have one question.
I think someone's phone is nearby, near the computer or something, which is.
Yeah, this is.
There might be a mobile phone nearby.
There might be. We are having a Tai Ahom meeting in 3 countries. This is not very. This is very special kind of event. So. So
unmute korilo Medini.
Minda mic to click kori dok unmute hoy jabo.
Or if Medini, if you want to write a message in Facebook and we can read it there or something.
Yeah.
Chat you can use.
Or use the chat if you can, but if you can't.
I wonder what they're using, if they're using a computer or the
They're
phone,
using, I think, a phone.
Both side by side, it seems. Medini, tumi eto unmute korilo na.
Mic or icon eta ase Menda hetu click kori diok unmute hoy jabo. Screen khonot sakson. Mic or nisna kiba ta thakibo hetu click kori dibo unmute hoy jabo.
Left side or ekdom tolat.
Yes.
Etia hunise.
Okay. So we got him.
Hey, manuscript Hello.
Eta unmute korilo, eta mute. Duita koa. Okay.
Manuscript দেই পাত ফা আছে দেখিছেনে বাৰু
নাই আপুনি ক্যামেৰাটোৰ ওচৰত দিয়কচোন ক্যামেৰাৰ বাটনটো আছে
I'll stop the sharing so that it's easier. I'm trying to see. So
yeah, me.
I can't
Send it in the chat because I think
take
there
a
have been
photograph
mobile
of it.
phones.
Yes.
Menda photo ekhon mari chat-ot pothai diok.
Take a photo of it and send it by, add it to Facebook chat or something. So can we have can we set up a Facebook group for all 6 of us to discuss these issues there, or a Facebook group chat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I have you added to my group chat? I haven't seen yet which Buragahai it is.
But I wonder, like, also like just chatting, right? Because like if we do Zoom, we can record it, but on Facebook we cannot record.
Yes, for discussion, Zoom is better, but for later sort of chat and sending things, just a second.
And yeah, I'm thinking after this I'll share our paper that got published yesterday, and then they might have an idea of the correspondences and the merger things happening, and then the graphs that have been discussed?
I'm sending you a message, private message on the chat here, Buragohain, because I'm not sure, since I haven't seen your, I'm not sure if you are,
Yeah, I'm having another ID, like that ID has been restricted, I guess.
so,
on কৰাচোন সবে চাওক তোমাৰ চেহেৰাটো
Oh,
is that your ID which is showing up in something that looks like Tamil script?
I am having one Facebook ID like in Tamil script.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's you. Okay. So I see group discussion Ahom revised.
Yeah. That's present.
Let's make sure that we have. Can we add Poppy and Dr. Gogoi to that? So Medini Gogoi has just sent. I'll share my screen again now, because Medini Gogoi has just sent a photo there of one manuscript. Can you see that on the shared screen? So I can see that there is, and you are seeing here that this fa is due to this small extra line here. Is that the?
Six. Look at number sixth line, no?
This one?
Yeah, Supatha is written there. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This one here, where the
Sixth line.
cursor
Yes.
is.
Sixth line, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hard word.
oh, I see, because this is different from this one. But this is ja,
But
yeah?
the cha, right? Yeah, cha.
So how is it going to be different from pa? That's what I'm wanting
Because
to.
like we need to have at least like few more evidences of this, and we need to look at other F's in the same manuscript, right?
Yeah.
Like whether they are regular.
So I think we,
So I can send you the whole manuscript.
yeah, we need to demonstrate the distinction between this potential.
And I'm also sending another manuscript. Okay. You can for you define manuscript.
Yeah.
Sending one more photo.
If you,
I mean, whether the PHA PA is used for certain words and FA FA is used for certain different words. So we need to have the distinction.
I want to, how do we add Poppy and Dr. Hemanta Gogoi to this discussion so that we are all together in this Facebook discussion group?
I guess Dr. Hemanta is not there. Otherwise, other people are there. I can.
Is Poppy also already there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You are
I
receiving
got a message. Yes.
One more photo I'm sending actually.
This one here.
Third line, yeah.
In the third line.
Manuscript.
Yes,
Is
but
it the same manuscript or different manuscript?
Yeah. From defined manuscript.
yeah. So what we need to know
Third line.
about the fa.
And in the same
What we will need
manuscript,
to know.
in the same manuscript, I'm sending the both fa, no? PS and F. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Is
the
the
same
name of
manuscript.
the manuscripts, if possible.
Yeah. Okay, let me send. Let me take one
And
photo. One more.
especially to differentiate the two symbols. This is not. Not.
Pulo atas oke. Pulo atas. Oke, pulo. Nah, Please wait.
I'll be back after 1 minute.
Fourth line.
All right. So is there another photo has come here or what? Okay, so yeah. So here, this, and here you are saying that this is from the same manuscript.
Same manuscript, sir.
And here we don't have this part, which we do have here. Okay, that seems clear enough.
Okay.
So now I think I can make some, what? Oh yeah, I see. I think I can make something of that. So let me work on that. And in the meantime, do you know, what is the name of this manuscript?
This manuscript is about the history of Salom Sukha, the first Ahom king.
Okay, so I couldn't hear that very clearly because of some feedback. So if you can write here,
okay,
the name of the manuscript and where it.
I think he said like it's about a historical information about Sukafa.
Yeah, so it's some kind of Burangi, we can say.
Yeah.
And where it comes from, if possible.
This manuscript belongs to Sao Premo Phukon from Jojoli Pasari.
Okay, if
Yeah.
you can write all that down, because that will help me.
Okay.
And so, yeah, like this. Has been suggested with a small hook on the bottom. It's as good as anything. However, I think it will be, again, somewhat difficult to persuade them that it needs to be included if we don't have some evidence of it being used. So this is the challenge, but I can. Okay, so what I can add here is so at the Zoom meeting on.
One more bilingual in this manuscript in the fourth line.
I proposed this. Did so. I'll put some manuscript evidence. So I think what might be the best way forward now is, so what am I looking at here? What is the, is that to do with this one on the second line, this one?
On Portland.
This one here. Sorry. Why did that? This one,
Yeah.
Hong, but why? But how is it different from? How is it different from? This is a P. So, yeah. Okay, I'm just. That's the same manuscript.
Yeah, same manuscript.
Yeah, I think this is the most convincing photo here with this additional.
Okay, so this is labiodental.
This you think is the Fa, the F? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, in this bilabial 4 is different from labiodental. It's a
Okay.
slash.
And this is a Tai Ahom manuscript. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that will
Sorry, this is Ahom manuscript I have sent.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, no, I've got that. So if you just write down History of King Sukapa, yes, but and the owner of the manuscript. So that will be helpful. Name will be helpful. So what I'd like to suggest, because I also have to go to do some other work now. What I would like to suggest, so I'm just going to copy from the chat what we, and can you make sure to add, Poppy, you are also on this discussion group?
Yes, yes, yes.
So we just have to add Dr. Hemanta Gogoi to this discussion group somehow. How do I do that? Or does
You go to group discussion and then you can have like an add option.
Add people.
Yes.
Good. All right. So, done. Right. Oh, but it said I could not add him for some reason.
Okay, I have added, I guess.
Because you have already added.
Yeah, just now. Okay, just now I added him.
Let me just go back now to the chat. If I can get it up again. Why is the chat not working? All right, I'm going to stop the screen share and get the chat from here. Right. So here were the questions to be decided. Okay, so questions 1 and 2. So we're now looking at the Facebook page. I will, but I've stopped the screen share. So unless you are looking at the Facebook page, that's all I need. Now I'll share the screen again. So you can see the Facebook chat. So, questions to be decided relating to the letters ja and ya. How should they be different, and what form of ya should the form of ya be? Well, you have already proposed one of those. And relating to the proposed letter fa, what evidence you give to the Unicode committee of its usage, you have given that. So, and then points 3 and 4 were relating to vowel symbols and tone symbols. So as concerning points 1 and 2, I think what has been discussed this morning may be sufficient for the current proposal. So we can put in those 7 letters plus ya and fa, because we can justify ya on the basis of it is necessary for the
Borrowed words.
use of the proper rendition of Pali scripts.
Right.
But relating to 3 and 4, vowels and tones, I think it will be too hurried to make those into the proposal now. But if you can if you can make some decisions about the shapes of proposed new vowels and consonants and tone marks, and it may still be possible to include them later. Now, what I can say is I have been told that I should get this revised proposal prepared by 23rd of September. And to do that proposal properly, there's enough work without these vowels and tones. But I think you should, as a community, start preparing what do you need in terms of more vowel signs and tone marks. And we can spend time over the coming weeks and months discussing how to use them. And Poppy, let's us agree to prepare a talk about tones. You know, like my Friday afternoon talks, we can do one of those about tones in a few.
This Friday?
Not this coming Friday.
Yeah, because I am a little occupied with my visa thing because I have to change my.
It can be after, because this is not going to be possible to prepare the tones and vowels by the 23rd of September.
Yeah, and maybe 23rd, if I don't have a visa, I have to return. So
exactly, no,
I'm in like a critical condition now.
That's right. So, so you have to worry about that. But I think this can be something that we can discuss. But in the meantime, the remainder of you, the ones back in Assam, can start talking about what tone symbols you want and also what vowel symbols you want. Now I'll add to this here the latest version of the Myanmar encoding. It's a very technical and long document. But I was trying to find the link for it before on this document is about the Myanmar scripts. The tones of Shan are listed on, this is the tones of Shan, I think. Yeah, tones of Shan are listed on page 44. Page 44. They are numbered 1087, 1087 to 108.
Page 44.
Okay, page 44. Now, the tones that have been adopted for Kamti are not exactly the same. So Kamti has added a couple more different ones. So, and they are on page 48. Tones of Kamti are on page 48, 109A, and have a range of numbers. Let's just cut and code that for you now. Here you can see there are 7 of them, and there is also an unmarked tone. there is also an unmarked tone. But the difference between Kamti and Burmese Shan on one hand and Ahom on the other is that because they are spoken languages, people know how many tones there are and which word belongs to which tone. But for Ahom, we haven't, that information I think is not yet worked out. So that's why I think it will be good for Poppy and I in a few weeks' time to put together a presentation about how tones are used in those other Thai languages. And then this can be useful as a way of helping to develop the tones in the future.
Right.
That sounds like a good plan?
Yes.
Okay, so so I think we have agreed then that we will try to get a proposal for the 7 letters in the World Tipitaka plus Fa and Ya be ready by the 23rd. And we will work to plan for other things over the coming period, because we can make another application next year for a further change, but I think we are not ready to make it now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Lot of works have to be done for that other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
We'll have
the
to
thing
do
for now is
homework.
like to, yeah. I mean, we need to get started first and then we can do further
Yes.
additions later.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I can report that the meeting which I attended, and the reason why I did not suggest any of you attending, 2 reasons. Firstly, I wanted to discover for myself what is the process they use in those meetings, and they are very technical. But also it was held at very early in the morning India time. If you think this time is early, that time was 4 hours earlier. So you would all have
Like
been
nice.
But if we need in the future to somebody from community to talk with them, that can be arranged. But these people are, if you start to discuss with them that we are not sure yet, or we don't know where to find this in the manuscript or something like this, they will not be patient for that, because they are dealing with dozens or maybe hundreds of scripts that want to change and add, and you know, they're having all around the world this is happening. So for that reason, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to have to go now. I have some other works to do, so I'm very pleased to see everybody, even if could not hear our Medinese very clearly, but at least we could see. And we will have further discussion on that Facebook group chat in the coming days.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Have a good day, sir. Have a good
Lovely
day,
to see you,
everyone.
Medini. So my wife has just returned home from shopping, so I have to, and we're still in this lockdown here, so it's a little difficult. So I have to go and do some duties. So thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.